Hello, everyone, and welcome to another horrific review. Flea and I are back as we continue our look into horror anime with Elfin Lied. We're covering A Chance Encounter, Annihilation, and Deep Feelings. Two university students come across a seemingly harmless girl called Lucy, unaware that she's actually a mutant serial killer with a split personality. Flea, welcome back, and hopefully you're going to cheer me up because, oh my god, I have had a terrible weekend of movies.
It's a pleasure to be here. It's at least Elfin Lied's better than the Crow.
That has legit killed me. I was talking about this earlier on. I was on Cameron. I think that movie's just killed my enjoyment of anything, like life.
I scream is the answer. I scream or something very alcoholic.
Yeah, I might start drinking alcohol again after a year and a half.
Ooh.
Yeah, I was up. No, yeah, it's just been a terrible weekend of awful movies. And yeah, thank goodness for anime. At least this is.
At least it's like please don't let this be bad. And within like the first 30 seconds, there's blood everywhere.
Yep,
blood everywhere, dismembered body parts.
But even starting off with this, the intro, like there's a massive sexual and religious. It's almost like nunsploitation.
It's a good intro, isn't it? It's not religious and sexual. It's artistic.
But the music with the art, you know what I mean? It does feel like it's a monastery or something. I mean, the music they've chosen is a very sort of religious bent to it.
That is kind of weird, right? The opening tune, the theme tune is called Lilium. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's styled after a Gregorian hymn. Yeah. And even though it was written specifically for Elfin Lied, it's been sung in churches, cathedrals, to royalty, popes, bishops, and God's not the world over. There are so many people who know this song but don't know where it comes from.
I like that. That's funny.
It's awesome. As for the weird pictures, they're all copies of pictures by a guy called Gustav Klimt. I know that. I read it on the Elfin Lied wiki not long ago. Been doing my research, but it's just it's. I think it's one of those. It's a kind of like really really soft, gentle intro, and I don't think you quite expect what comes within the next 5 minutes after it finishes.
Yeah, because we open up to a bloodbath.
There was talk of doing a live action version of it, but it got canned, unfortunately.
You couldn't do a live action, right?
Can you imagine
the nudity alone? Right, this is not shying away from nudity.
Yeah. That was one of the things. There aren't many actresses out there in any country who'd be willing to stand in front of the camera for like. Probably if it was a movie, the first like 45 minutes of the movie in the buff.
Yeah. Mila Jovovich is the only one that would come close to it. Don't think she'd be willing to do it again. I think she's done her sort of.
She's done her time.
She's what's it? Fifth Element and Resident Evil. Like she doesn't leave anything to the imagination, especially Resident Evil.
Yeah, there's always been a good reason to watch the Resident Evil films.
She'd be the only actress I know would be up for it. But yeah,
it certainly makes shares in fake blood go through the roof.
Oh, this couldn't be digital. If it was, that would have to be proper blood, not digital blood. I would see this being a CGI. It may as well just be animated with modern movie making. It wouldn't work.
We may as well just leave it as it is then, as a classic piece of horror anime.
Yeah, and that's the thing with anime, which we've talked about. You can cross certain lines that you can't with live actors.
Yeah, but believe it or not, this anime is rated T for teen. So it's like 13 and over.
Really?
Yep.
No.
In Japan. Yep.
Okay. Right. This is not messing about. So we'll start off. We've got Julie is our main protagonist slash antagonist. She's the focus of the whole series. She's escaping from this facility. Very dangerous as well.
Lucy, my
Hey, sorry.
avatar this week is Lucy.
Yep. She is like full frontal nude. Like they're not even. You know why they do the subtle shots? They're not with us. They're just straight out there, giving you everything.
She's wearing a helmet.
Okay, that makes a difference.
She's wearing a helmet, and that's it. But yeah, it's like, but because of censorship, they don't show anything below the waist. There's no like genitalia or anything. It's just like the body's just a smooth mannequin.
As close as you can get. I know they've used shadow stuff, but still, this is. It's always hinted at in a lot of anime. This isn't messing about, and I appreciate it. It's not a criticism. It's a case of, okay, they're just showing it. They're not messing about, and I respect them for that, because if she's chained up naked in a facility that is obviously up to no good, then why would they be hiding it all the time? They may as well have had her with a jumpsuit on.
Yeah, but she's not. She's just suspended in the air in the middle of this cage until it just mysteriously rips itself apart, and she's free.
Yep. There's a strange scene going on with this with one of the PAs or secretaries or something.
Oh,
I didn't catch her name. I tried about 3 times. I didn't catch her name, but she's running about trying to get the chief a cup of. Was it the chief she's trying to get a cup of coffee to?
Get the chief a cup of coffee.
Yeah.
That poor girl. Damn it! What is her name? Hang on a minute.
I like I said, I tried and I missed it, and I didn't want to labour the point because I get randomly obsessed about things like that. But yeah, we've got all the assistants. She's trying to bring the chief a cup of coffee, and she just happens to walk into this absolute carnage right in the middle of it. How does that happen?
She happens to fall flat on her face in front of the one person you don't want to fall in flat on your face in front of.
But this is where it gets a bit. What's the morality here? What are the rules? Who's guilty? Who's innocent?
Yeah. Kisaragi was her name.
Kisaragi, right? Like she's only in it briefly, but the whole build up for her, that was the thing. I was not expecting that. Like she's in the office part as if this is a normal office, and she's talking with her colleagues about she keeps messing up with her job and stuff.
There's no the signs on the back of the wall are the signs on the back of the wall like Kitsuragi, if the coffee's gone cold, throw it away. Kisaragi, don't do this. Kisaragi, don't do that.
Yeah, absolute disaster. Which is a strange comedic moment to have, in the middle of all this brutality.
She's probably the most likable character you've seen so far.
Yeah, because this place is.
It's like she's a klutz. She's an idiot. She's got to be something to do. She's got to be something to do with this.
And it's funny that we'll bring up, or I brought up, Resident Evil, because this place is like the Hive. So it's that sort of gnarly. Like you don't work in somewhere like this and not know they're up there no good. There's no innocence, I suppose.
It's just the way people. It's just how cold people are. But that can be discussed later on.
Mm-hmm. But I think maybe the likes of you see people operating as if it's a normal office and this is all fine. So it's amazing people's ability to compartmentalize. Oh, it's all fine. I'm just bringing the coffee. I'm doing the filing. Yeah, this is all normal.
But wasn't there? What was her name? Trudy Younger. Trudy Younger was Hitler's personal secretary in the Führer bunker towards the end of World War II, and she just typed the letters. She didn't read them. She just typed them.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't take much notes of what she was typing. She didn't take much notes of what she was dictating. It's like she said herself, you just got used to working there. The people you were working with were just that people. They were colleagues, which is a scary way of looking at it. But I think it's the same in this place.
Yeah, I think that's worse, to be honest, because the people are actively doing things. They have a purpose, whatever
Yeah,
warped sense it is. You know, they believe they're doing something for the right reason. But if you're
yeah,
just going along with it and having an easy life,
yeah,
I've quit jobs because I didn't like the culture. I knew some places I've worked for are absolutely rotten,
yeah,
and I quit. You know, and it didn't do me any favors in terms of financial gain or career wise because it just built up a reputation. But at the same time, when you
yeah.
know
But
somewhere it's rotten, you're like, nah, I can't be part of this.
yeah, but it's like it shows what the people there are like in the next episode when you meet Nana,
Hmm.
number 7. But more on Nana when we get to her.
Yeah, but this we'll just start off. Lucy just absolutely turned through. Nobody has a chance against her. Like it's futile. She
It,
is one seriously powerful being.
it's I wouldn't like to meet her in a dark alley. I'd probably ask for an autograph before I died, though. She's the kind of protagonist is the word I'm looking for. She's the kind of protagonist you need in something like that, though, because it's kind of like when like the bad guys like release everything they've got to try and find her and try and bring her in. It's kind of like, will they do it? Will they not? They vastly outnumber her. They've got guns. She's got her abilities.
And it's not a fair fight because they don't have enough
And
guns.
it's not a fair fight because they've only got guns. Yeah.
Yeah, it's funny.
It's
The bit she could have killed the chief, but she leaves him.
she just
I
she just
question that.
she just leaves it. It's like right. It's like there are lots of like little hints at what Lucy's power is during her escape from the facility.
Hmm.
One of them is if you look, she walks past the chief. When the chief turns around, he's got a handprint on his back.
Yes, I saw that.
So
Almost as if he's marked.
yeah. So she did touch him. She did put a hand on him, but
Yeah,
she
it's like
didn't kill him. I wonder if I wonder if like some of the other people she sees him as a father figure or something like that.
that's that became apparent later on.
Yeah.
But I just remember questioning, going, "Why'd you leave him alive? Like he's given the orders, so why wouldn't you take him out? Especially tactically, you take out the leadership, so they can't
Yeah.
organize. It's harder
But
to organize.
it's kind of like it's kind of like it's like you ordered those men to kill me. I've killed them. I've left you alive. Their blood is on your hands. Live with it.
Yeah, there's a lot of subtext in it, and that particular scene.
There's subtext all over the place in Elfin Lied, from like the birds you see in the air to the flowers you see growing.
Yeah, I like that. I like subtext. I like trying to pick out what the thing is. I hate being beaten over the head with the
It's
subpar plot.
I don't say it's quite a deep story. It is quite a deep story. It suffers from the going on later into the series. Though it suffers from the same problem, air quotes, problem that Akira does, in the fact that Akira was created while the manga was still being written. So the ending of Akira is completely different. Akira the anime is completely different from the ending of Akira the manga. Elfin Lied follows the manga right up until the end of episode 11. And then because the ending of the manga hadn't been written, they did it differently.
Yeah, I think they're talking about a season 2.
I was looking
it up.
A lot of anime fans talk about season 2. The story Elfin Lied is finished and nothing has been written about it for years. It's like the story reaches a conclusion, so it'd have to be a reboot or a completely different cast of characters.
Fair enough.
You could probably keep Kota and Yuka in it.
Oh yeah, Kota and Yuka, the cousins.
The cousins.
I'm like, what? These aren't cousins. They're kissing cousins or something.
Right. Right,
This
right.
is odd.
Without trying to reveal too many spoilers, yeah. Yuka has a massive crush on Kota.
I'm
Always
well
have,
aware because the third
always,
episode spells it out.
always, always has had, yes. But Kota is incapable of loving anyone after the death of his sister, which is very, very briefly covered and then pushed out of the way in, I think it's episode 2.
Yeah, we'll get a quick. But basically, those two meet up. Years are going to college, and obviously they all hung about together, and we see flashbacks that they were close as almost like brother and sister. The way they hung out. The tragedy happened that sort of hinted at, but we'll get Coda is essentially staying in a restaurant.
Yeah, an old restaurant of all places that is hip that Yuka's parents are renting him.
So basically, he's acting as a caretaker,
Basically,
which isn't a
is
bad
what he's
gig, to
living
be
for.
honest.
It's a nice house. I wouldn't mind.
Keep the place upkeep. So rather than bringing employee, yeah, keep the place swept and cleaned for bed and board, especially somewhere. I'm taking this. This is in the city. I don't know if it's Tokyo, but
It's Kamakura, I think.
But think of anywhere near a university town, rents aren't going to be cheap. So to get a setup like that's actually quite nice.
But it's going on Kamakura. This is one of the other things I love about anime. If it's set in a place, it's set in a place. It's like they will actually go out. They will actually go out to that place and they will film it. They will take photographs. They'll take sketches. They'll bring all that information back and they'll transfer it onto the cell or onto the screen or whatever to actually turn it into the anime. So it's like when you see them walking up that flight of steps is actually there. The house that they're in probably totally exists. It's like the stack of fish pots on the beach where the girl is sitting under. I love that level of detail. I love that level of detail in
that's
films and
immersion.
anime.
And I miss the fact that people don't bother anymore. I miss that we don't get set pieces anymore in movies. I miss that people don't make up their own special effects and put the level of detail. Like even so, we're going to be talking about Alien this week. The original Nostromo was kit bashed out of thousands of Airfix models and pieces just to give it the granular detail and that look. You know, that was a level that people go to because they wanted the imprint in people's minds.
I watched a video not long ago. There was a guy walking around the studio model of the Nostromo. And he's like, "Yeah, that bit's off a tank. That's an engine from a car.
Yeah.
That's a bit from a motorcycle that I remember building."
Yeah, and they're using the tank tracks and everything. Just anything to give it a look.
Studio model of the Nostromo is currently up for auction. I'll never have enough money.
Yeah, no.
Also,
where would you put it?
Also, the damn thing's like 11 feet long.
Yeah, that's not going anywhere.
But it is. I kind of miss. I think you're right. I kind of like miss like the mechanical side of films because now everything's kind of like CGI. It's like this. It's like the step from like the original Star Wars films to the prequels. In the prequels, everything was just too clean.
Yeah,
everything was too clean. Everything was too shiny. Where in the ones that happened like after that, everything was grubby. Everything was dirty.
It's everything costs more but looks worse. And here we've seen the process for these sort of anime movies. They're hand painted.
It takes a lot longer to produce an anime than it does to produce a regular film. I don't know about now in the days of computer animation and whatnot. but it's like this. They're still treated. This a lot of studios still treat them as if they're like cell shaded. It's just being drawn on a PC. So you'll have one person doing the backgrounds, then you'll have another character who like sketches the characters. Then you'll have someone else who like finalizes the characters and adds the different movements and things. But it's like when it was done by hand. I mean, Akira. How long did Akira take to make?
God, that was years. Like I think it was like 5 or 6 years, wasn't it in total?
It was. I think it like the. Let's think. The manga started in.
Like they were working 24 hours a day on that as well.
Yeah. Oh god, yeah. It's like it used to be a sweatshop industry. You used to have people working shifts in every hour that God sent just so they could make the deadline.
But still, the level of detail was there.
Much power to them. But the level of detail is insane.
Yeah. And we're seeing it here too. The drawing of that has a particular you can tell there's a theme to it. You can step into the world. I like that. I like being able to step into a world and just forget myself for an hour or two. I hate it when I keep getting jarred out by bad storytelling. That really, or if things look cheap and nasty, it just removes my suspension of disbelief. I saw the Akira vibes, the initial opening scene, but at the same time, I knew it was something different. So it didn't feel like it was given, I was getting a replication or a recycling of a trope.
There are quite a lot of Akira vibes in this because it's like the person who created the original mangas had quoted Akira. Quite a lot of the guys who were part of the team that actually animated it also cited Akira as one of their the favorite pieces of animation. But like we say, right, Akira was the stone that was dropped that caused the ripples that made anime what it is today. Yeah, even today, you'll have some guy who's just like appeared out of nowhere, created like an anime that everybody's loving it. What were your inspirations for getting into anime? Akira. It's like the echoes of Akira are still being felt, which is why Akira will always be such a fantastic film.
It's the same as did Gundam come out before Macros Plus?
Yes, it did.
Gundam was the father of anything robotic, the robotic suits.
Gundam's been around since the late 60s.
Yeah, even before Transformers, Gundam was the father. You can't look at anything.
Gundam was one of the original giant robot series.
You can't think of giant robots without thinking of Gundam. That's just, that's the impact. It's the same as fantasy. You can't look at fantasy without thinking of Tolkien. It's just one of the, someone has that spark of imagination, and it's not always a bad thing for things that pay homage to or be inspired by, as long as they're not just direct copies. So even from the intro to this and the vibe, we know it's got its own flavor. And
it's very rarely you'll see an intro that's like the only time you will ever see an intro that is anything like another intro is if it's like a second season or a spin-off from something else. Oh, 79 Mobile Suit Gundam.
There you go.
I was 10 years out.
Still, that's a long time.
And I see, and it's still going. It is still going. How many franchises? How many movie franchises do you know that came out in the 70s that are still going today and have hardly changed?
No, that's because everything's being burnt to the ground right now. That's why I'm so freaking down at the moment, so depressed because everything. I just watch the flames all around me. Either just leave them alone or make something new, or just pay respect. But everyone's big vampiric. They're just taking old franchises and I'm going to make this mine now because I'm super special. Well, if you were super special, make your own thing.
Yeah.
And watch it. That's one thing. I hope anime doesn't go down this road, and I think it's resisted.
It it doesn't generally. It's very very rarely that someone will come up with something and someone else will take it on. Normally, the only time that something like that happens if, say, an anime studio collapses,
Yeah, I'm
because
worried
it's
more about Western adaptations. We've already had it with
I.
Death Note
Hmm,
and Cowboy Bebop, which I didn't even watch that.
no, there is right. There are only two. There are only two Cowboy Bebops: the series and
And
Cowboy Bebop the movie,
hmm
which is also anime and is set halfway along the TV series. You can't beat the anime. It's like the live action just look it the live action version just looked weird. It's like the color wasn't there, the impact wasn't there. It's like the speed wasn't there.
mm. And that's the limitations of human actors. It can only do so
Mm.
much physically. Where the point of comic books and anime is it's the fantastical. It's taking the ordinary and taking it to the next level. Uh, but yeah, back to this. Obviously, we get Coda, Yuka settling in. Yuka's got her own place. Coda's figuring things out. How did they end up on the beach again?
Um,
They just went for a walk or
I'm
something,
pretty
wasn't it?
sure they just went. They just went. But see, I was going to lead into this going like anime is amazing. Anime, it's like the stories in anime are raw. The anime and stories are naked, just like Lucy when she walks out the ocean.
Yeah, that's right. Yuka's just showing Coda around. It was all innocent. It was just, yeah, seeing you haven't been here. She's,
He's just like kind of like digging in the sand or something, poking the
mm.
sand, and she's just like, Yuta. So, Kota, close your eyes.
Oh, by the
You,
way,
what? Why? Looks up.
Lucy loses her memory because she basically caught an anti-tank bullet to the head.
Yeah,
That was,
she cops her like a 50 cal round or something else to the side of the head.
I just love the way that guy was just balancing it on the window ledge. Like, yeah,
Skull.
mate, you'd have no shoulder left. There'd be no window ledge left. Yeah,
No wonder he missed. Jesus, honestly,
yeah,
he's been watching too much Kentucky Ballistics years.
yeah. That was rather silly. Like, it's basically a Barrett sniper rifle, and you don't. That thing is not a game. You don't play about with that.
Can I just say, accurate firearms? The security guards were all using MP5s, and when they showed you them clicking off the safety off, they all had proper MP5 burst selectors.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the level.
I like detail. I like details.
That's where I'm getting level of detail, but then also the fact that this guy's trying to take a sniper shot with a Barrett's sniper rifle, and he's got the guy yapping in his ear. Of course, he's going to miss, and he's actually not even invested because, like, if you're trying to do your job and something yapping in the back of your head, doesn't matter what the job is, you lose any interest in doing it right. You just
But
want the
it's like just before he fires, Lucy turns her head. She's still wearing a helmet, tastefully dressed. The bullet shatters her helmet. Is it the concussion from the impact that makes her personality go weird?
It would be, yeah. It's basically concussion. The fact that they had to take the shot, the chief is freaking out that if you don't take a shot now, you're dead from this distance.
It couldn't have been any worse. He actually grabbed the bloke by his shoulders and started shaking him while he was trying to take the shot.
Yeah, you don't do that. But I like the way that there was actually a payoff that he screwed up the shot because that's exactly what's going to happen.
Yeah.
Apparently that happens a lot of times in the police. The police are notorious for an inspector or something will get on the net and be yapping continuously in the sniper's ear. And it's because they don't understand, what it's about. And it's like, oh, it's annoying, but it's part, it's good to see that breakdown of discipline as well, because the whole place has just been taken out with ease. They have thrown everything. The only thing that didn't get involved were tanks. Like they may as well got tanks involved at that point.
I was going to say should have thrown them away anyway.
Yeah.
But the it's kind of like it's like Stuff everyone who's dead. We've just got to stop her.
Yeah, don't have time to think about it because they know what's coming.
The reason why is revealed later, and the reason why is revealed in episode 3. They just kind of like gloss over it, why they need to stop her. So why they need to stop her, why she needs to be dead.
Mm-hmm.
Looking forward to episode 4. Oh, but yeah, so Lucy, it's like they're looking at the sea. 1 minute nothing's there. The next thing you know, there's a pair of feet, and you follow up the legs, and there's completely naked, helmetless Lucy.
Yeah, and the bloke's not like, I don't know,
It's
if it's say he's only naked and you have a jacket on, you'd be like, here you go.
well, I
I
don't
don't
know.
think
I mean,
Coda's as innocent as he's letting on.
I mean, to be quite honest, most red-blooded men, they'd have a look first, wouldn't they?
Oh,
I
absolutely.
mean,
Don't get me wrong. You're not taking your jacket off quickly, but
it's
at least
like
you're taking the motions.
you'd be like, there you go. Oh, she's got a really nice face.
Hmm.
And then you take your jacket off and give it to her. But yeah, I honestly think that is probably knowing him, that's probably the first naked woman he's ever seen.
Possibly, yeah.
At which point he's wondering, what is it? Probably.
But the fact that they've specifically said they're in university means that, they're not that young.
They're
18, so
as I say, they're 18 at the youngest.
yeah. Which is handy because if this was done school-wise, it'd be wrong. Every stereotype about anime and anime fans would be like right here.
Yeah.
But I just love the fact that, right, so we've got a naked woman turned up randomly on the beach. She has horns. And the busy just go, let's keep her.
It's the weirdest stray kitten syndrome I have ever seen. I've got to be quite honest, and I've seen a few. It's kind of like, Dad, can we keep it? Ask your mother.
Yeah.
So yeah, they like, oh no, it's a young girl in distress. Quick, we must invite her to live in our house with us. Or has Lucy got some kind of power over them?
No, I don't think it's that. I think that just genuinely were like, yeah, come live with us.
What could possibly go wrong?
Not a thing. No, that works out all the time. Taking random strangers off the street and just having them live with you. That always goes swimmingly.
Especially like psychotic ones with horns.
Yeah, but even at that, somebody just turns up naked with no memory, and you're not going to ring the hospital, and you see the gash inside their head, and they're obviously impaired. Like that would suggest concussion.
Yeah, the first time I watched this, I thought of it was something to do with the fact that it's already been received that Kota's lost his sister. So I thought it was something like that. Maybe did she look like the sister when does he remind him of her sister? But it's like when you see the flashbacks, the sister looks nothing like Lucy.
Yeah, but was it Yuka though that suggested it, not Kota? Kota's just going, it's a girl. I don't know what to do.
It's Kota's just.
Kota's almost going through life on autopilot. If that makes sense.
Got to live at the old restaurant.
Mm-hmm. Like he is just going through life on autopilot. He's not really embracing life. He's going through the motions.
He doesn't come across as being the luckiest chap. Because it hints that there's been like.
Yeah, but I think this all stems from the initial trauma. It's kind of had its knock-on effect throughout his life. It's tainted his life forevermore after.
So it's.
Sorry, Flea, you're breaking up, mate. Oh, we broke him. Oh no.
Colin, are you there?
Yeah, it's just about. No, you were breaking up there for a minute, mate. And he's gone again. Oh dear.
Like,
Right, so
it's a terrible
alright.
fate.
Sorted?
Sorted.
Great. Love the internet. It's fantastic.
It's great, isn't it?
Yep.
So yeah, so now suddenly, from one guy living on his own in this huge deserted restaurant, there's now young man, young woman. Okay,
Mhm.
she's got horns. What could possibly go wrong?
And also, she's not quite there. She's obviously like the fact that they didn't think to take her to hospital. Like this
It
wasn't a case of she needs to go to hospital. She's a big gash inside of her head. She doesn't know her name and she's naked.
either that or something terrible has happened. You obviously need to. I mean, if I find it, if I found a bleeding naked woman walking down our street, I think the first thing I'd call would be the police.
Hmm.
To be quite honest.
Well, you know yourself. You ring them up, you get the police and the ambulance, but you're like, this person needs to go to hospital. Like, this isn't good. There's no way that that happens and nothing's bad happened to you. But
I wonder if maybe the pair of them have had, really sheltered lives.
I would think that actually, and do you know what? They could almost be smothered as an overprotected after what happened to Coda's sister.
That's just it.
Could be, yeah.
More will be revealed as we go on through the series.
Indeed, but
so I'm not going to say too much.
Yeah, but we'll finish off. Obviously, they realize that she could be alive. They need to start tracking her, and then that's where we're getting introduced to Bando.
What a cock! Do you know? I actually wish Bando was a real person, so I could slap off and pick up the side of his head. It's like what an absolute monster.
He's the sort of person
of a human being.
Yeah.
He's the kind of guy who in Vietnam would have like a necklace of ears around his neck.
Yes, and would torture prisoners and set things in light and really get off on it. And
yeah.
Nothing to do with the enemy or hate. Just that he's an absolute psychopath.
He's his own twisted
Yep.
concepts. But yeah, it's like God. It's the bit where the it's not really a spoiler. It's the bit where the secretary walks in, the assistant walks in and says something behind him, and she just roundhouse kicks her in the head.
Yeah, and don't sneak up on me. Yeah, he knew she was there.
And it's then not like she was off.
Yeah, that was an excuse.
But it's the kind of thing they do to. It's kind of like underlining just that this guy is one of the bad guys.
Mm-hmm. And it's keeping that ambiguity. So yes, we've seen Lucy just absolutely tore through security guards, and it's one of those: who's the good person, who's the bad person? But you're left wondering, okay, was she justified in what she did, or was it excessive? You're left to make up your own mind. You're not being told.
Yeah,
and I appreciate that.
It's just that nice little bit of ambiguity. Ambiguity, is it not?
Yeah, because depending on each individual's moral compass, how far is too far. Some people go further than others. That's fine. That's what makes us all individuals. That's why we have balance in society. Because
even with just like the 3 episodes we've watched, we've seen that Lucy's capable from flip-flopping from the good side to the bad side and back again in the matter of seconds.
Yeah, obviously we don't see this now to the second episode. We start to play it on, but yeah, Bando was see the fact they're going out and chasing them, and he's somebody you don't want in your squad.
He's the loose cannon. He's not out there. He's not out there for the capture. He's out there for the kill. He's out there for the hunt. He's got no interest of working with the men who make up the rest of his squad. He wants to go out there and have all the glory for himself.
And that's dangerous.
He's only interested in like finding the target and putting it down.
Not even he wants the hunt. He wants the thrill of the chase. And yeah. I'm gonna say even the squad, like he's the thing that kicks off things early and doesn't get, ruins missions.
Yeah.
how he ended up in that team, like you wouldn't have someone in a team like that because they're just a liability.
What is it? The head of the I'll call him the head of the organization. What he says? He's there for singular talent or something like that.
Yeah, he's got talents. His personality's awful. But to me, somebody you said that is a lone hunter. I think having him just out with the squad was a mistake. He's the one you said after the squad
literally should have. They should have literally just given him a motorbike and said, "Here you go, on your own. Off you go. When you've got some results, radio back to us."
That's it.
Stick to the beach. Don't go into the city. Don't kill too many people.
I almost think the squad's there to keep tracking him as much as Lucy.
It's either that or they're there to provide more victims.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the encounter, and of course,
and what they find? They've been told to stick to the beach, not to go into the town, stay to the beach. And who do they meet on the beach? Lucy. Why is she on the beach? She's looking for a pink seashell.
Because there's the whole scene of Coda's sister. Last thing she gave him before I think she drowned, wasn't it?
She right. She died of a disease.
Oh, sorry, that's right. She was.
She died of a disease where you could turn around and goes, oh, a disease. Right. A disease is the code word for cancer because the Japanese hate cancer, and it's very rarely you will hear it mentioned. It's always called.
I don't think anybody likes cancer.
Never met it myself so far.
Yeah, I don't think anybody actually likes it.
It's kind of like it's almost as if mentioning it is a social taboo.
God, that was like years. That was like the 80s in the UK.
They haven't changed much. But no, it's generally you don't. The Japanese don't talk about ill health. If it's something terminal, they doubly don't talk about it. But that could explain like Kota's reaction to his sister's death, because of course if it was in the family, if it was in the family and the family knew, it would have been something that he knew what was going to happen. So they could have gone to the town. They could have gone here, knowing it would be her last holiday, which is why that little pink seashell meant so much to him.
Yep.
And Lucy, seeing him so sad over this pink seashell, takes it off him and snaps it in half. At which point, he goes off on one.
Which is understandable.
Yeah.
But we'll sort of see the comedic build-up. She's trying to help out with cleaning the floors and stuff. She's completely hopeless. She's no function.
No function. No function, can't talk, doesn't understand things.
And then there's that weird scene, or is that the third one?
The second one is the one they find her and they're running.
They're trying to get her introduced to the house.
Yeah. She runs down to the beach. Bando and his colleague, who's fairly reasonable, quite nice, seems to be quite a nice chap. Meet her, and then he's kind of like there's a scene where they're dragging her away, and she's just letting them drag her away. He's got hold of her by her ankle. He's just dragging her along the ground.
But it's not enough for him.
No, because his colleague radios back to say that they found her, and before he can give an exact location, Bando clubs him unconscious with his gun butt because he wants a duel. He wants to fight the monster mano a mano.
Which is tricky when somebody's like doesn't know who they are.
Yeah.
But then that's what he does. He triggers. Obviously, Lucy comes back out of Mew, and it doesn't go well.
It doesn't go well for him. That is quite. It's like his colleague. I think his colleague's fairly lucky that he dies fairly quickly. She doesn't kill Bando. She tortures him.
Oh, she would have spent hours on him.
Oh God! If it hadn't been, who stopped her? Was it the girl with the dog?
It was the wee girl, yeah, the wee homeless girl.
But it's kind of like she lopped one of his arms off. Pretty much broke every bone in his other arm. Blinded him with her fingers.
Yep. Breaks his legs.
Breaks his legs. God, he'd have died a slow, painful death if it hadn't been for that girl. Pity, really, if you ask me, but never mind.
But then again, it's a setup, isn't it?
He deserved it.
Yeah.
He deserved it just for kicking that secretary, as far as I'm concerned. I'd have kicked him out the back of the helicopter.
But like I said, we'll see why he's a liability. Because it was a straightforward mission. She was incapacitated thanks to the round in the first place, the anti-tank round.
Yeah.
That should have been over, like done and dusted, but it's not enough for him. He's a sadist. He wants to torture. He wants to fight. He wants to, go up against something, and there's a time and a place.
It'd be interesting to know what his backstory is to make him like that, though. But they don't.
Some people are just like that. They don't need a backstory. That's the problem with modern storytelling. Everyone has to think. It's the same as people that watch true crime. They're always trying to find out why.
Like,
why would somebody do that?
Like,
what caused them to be like that?
What's your backstory? Well, I'm a bastard. That's what my backstory is. It's like, I just like hurting people and see. I just like giving people pain and making them hurt.
Some people are just like that. That's
Bando just wants to show his superiority to every other single person, including the members of his own team. Actually, like you say, is he a member of that team, or is he just like someone that they've thrown in there to try and control him?
You would wonder, but it does resolve itself for that moment. Like, she absolutely annihilates him, and then reverts back to her new form.
Yeah,
that's a wee bit of an anime trope, isn't it?
Oh, it's like she's just about she's torturing him, and she brings her fist up, and her fist closed, and she opens her eyes and looks at whatever she's got in her hand, and that's what kicks her back into being new.
But that's an anime trope where you've got like two personalities in one. Someone has like a second personality gets unlocked. That's been done a few times, hasn't it?
Yeah. There's plenty of that. So normally the villains will suffer from that, though. But then again, it's like this whole like Sailor Moon magical girl genre is all about that, because they all have like secondary identities as well. But yeah, it's normally the villains. It's normally the villains. But which is Lucy?
Yeah, that's the question throughout this. Did she need to be locked up?
Because it's like but it's like what it's like we've seen glimpses of what she was like before she copped an anti-tank round to the side of the head, and it's kind of like it feels like when she's stressed out, she snaps back into it.
Yeah, but we saw what she was like. She was escaping. What made her want to escape? What's been done there? And then we get obviously third episode, we get a hint of what's being done. So you don't know, is she just the product of, if she wasn't in this place and things being done there, would she be the way she is? That's questions that are sort of floating about in your mind. And I like the fact that you've got questions. I like the fact that you're allowed to ask questions and it's not just being telegraphed from the first minute.
It keeps you interested. It keeps you invested. Because it's like, why is this happening? And it's kind of like, I've got to watch the next episode to see if like the questions have any answers. Most of the questions that you'll ask yourself will be answered as you go through it, which is one of the great things about Elfin Lied. I absolutely hate these series as like end on a cliffhanger, and then you never get a second season, which is all too often in anime. Because sometimes the whole reason an anime is there will be to like advertise whatever the anime comes from. Because I can look at my shelves and see quite a few series that could do with having a sequel.
Yeah, that comes down to a production company like Netflix. Were discussing something earlier.
Mm.
Netflix are putting out a new series. They are notorious for they'll put out a season 1 or something,
Yeah,
and then it'll be years before the season 2. And at that time, they've lost the momentum.
yeah, but it's also a lot of it is to do with how much money that they make back. Because it's like with animes like this, it's like the company, it's like television stations will pay for the anime, and then the anime will be put in a certain slot, and they will make their money back from advertising that is shown during that slot that it's in. Like Japanese television adverts are a pain in the ass. It's like you'll get an advert, then you'll get the anchorman saying, "Coming up next, episode 1 of Elfin Lied." Then you'll get an advert. Then you'll get the opening credit. Then you'll get an advert, the first half, an advert, the second half, an advert, the ending credit, an advert, and back to the anchorman.
That sounds as bad as the Americans.
I think it's the same kind of model, but it's not kind of like and now and it's like an advert and now a film, and then you get like 2 or 3 ad breaks during the film. It's every bloody thing.
Yeah, it's the same as the Americans. That's what their TV, and it's ridiculous.
But then again, it's like it's all like there's no government sponsored television like we have in this country, so
that's not exactly considering the way that goes. That's not exactly something to brag about.
I kind of wish they'd do away with the license, and the BBC would actually run adverts. They'd be a higher class of advert, of course, but it's being the BBC.
I just want the organization to die.
We could do with a better option than the BBC. But at the moment, it's like the other three main terrestrial channels aren't quite there yet.
No, they're not. They're crap as well. Nobody watches them. Just let it. Honestly, I believe in competition. I believe in meritocracy.
Yeah.
All they produce is guff. Look at all the drama over the backstabbing over morning TV shows that nobody watches. Lucky if they get 1 million views at all.
I've got to be honest. In when was it? 2016. I've got a solid fuel fire. In 2016, the chimney cracked, and fumes started leaking out through the side of the chimney, ate through the wire that held the television aerial up. The television aerial fell up. I've had the chimney repaired. I've never bothered to have the television aerial put back. It's like we do watch things on television, but it's most like box sets of DVDs and films and DVD films and things like that. We don't watch like television.
I unplugged.
I might watch the occasional thing on the internet, but
I unplugged early 2000s, and I just bought DVD box sets if I wanted to watch something like Babylon 5 or Battlestar Galactica.
Yeah,
things like that. Movies, obviously. That's what I did. I bought box sets, DVD box sets.
Yeah,
and I never looked back. And I'm talking like 2002 onwards. Like, I do not miss TV because it doesn't offer anything. And if there is a decent enough series, I'm happy to wait till it concludes. And then if I want to watch it, I'll do the box set. But I very rarely will watch series of anything because I'm streaming. I don't even bother as much with streaming now because there's that much guff put on. I'd rather just rent or buy a movie or watch a particular series. I don't need to sign up just to watch whatever they throw at you because 9 times out of 10, it's absolute guff. Plus, they'll happily 6 seasons of something that's not
way too much garbage.
Yeah,
on the moment, which is why we've got to be honest. We're watching an anime from back in 2004.
Yeah, which still holds up. This doesn't feel aged. Like the level of detail, the presentation, this could have easily come out within the last 2 years.
Yeah.
For the quality. The quality is still there. It's, when you look at like an 80s animation or old Disney stuff and that, and it looks dated.
Yeah.
This doesn't.
I mean, Akira back in the 80s looks as if it came out of the studio just yesterday.
It just holds up amazing. detail, and that's I appreciate that.
Wait till you see the rest of the series.
Yeah. It's funny we meet good cop, bad cop, just random police officers who have been tasked. This is these are the keystone cops, like Tweedledee and Tweedledum. Like, what the hell? And why is Coda suspicious of the police?
I don't.
He doesn't have that background, you know. He's come from a sheltered background. On what reason?
Mm.
And if he's from like a small town or something, then there'd be no reason.
He's from, I think he's from Tokyo, if I remember rightly. But he's just kind of he's decided that he's going to help Lucy,
Mhm.
and it's like, wait, these are policemen, these are law enforcers, and they're after Lucy, and the picture they've got of Lucy is Lucy, because her facial expression is totally different to our good friend Nya there.
Mm-hmm.
And it's kind of like, well, if you see her, let us know. And then it's a short while after that, Yuka runs into the police station and like to report a missing person, and Tweedledee and Tweedledum and Tweedledee are there.
Yeah.
And it's like, oh, hang on a minute, I just remember the place they might be. Runs off.
I could understand Coda acting suspicious after he went to the beach, but he meets the police officers first before he goes to the beach. And I'm like, you know, in the call to the restaurant?
Yeah.
And he's acting all shady about it. And I'm kind of like, and no, obviously we as the audience know what's going on in the background. They don't.
Yeah, but it's what is it? What is it about Lucy that makes him
Exactly. That's what
instantly want to lie to the authorities?
Yeah, that makes no sense, because at the end of the day, she could just be a normal girl. Like, they're around about the same age. So she could be a girl who's bopped herself in the head. Her parents or family's out looking for her, absolutely distraught. And he, you know what I mean? There's once again, this is the ambiguity of who's good and who's bad in this, which is interesting to play with.
I think.
Is he doing a good thing? If Lucy wasn't a mutant and being hunted by a government agency and just an ordinary person who bopped their head, is Coda and Yuki doing the right thing by keeping her hidden?
I've got to be honest, I don't think he is. I don't think he is. I actually don't think Kota himself knows what he's doing. I think it's something. I think it's something to do with the trauma of his sister.
Yeah. That's kind of the overriding story arc here. Why he is the way he is, that kind of stuff. But it's just interesting. And I don't think it's a plot fail, because from what I've seen, these things are thought out. And the fact that each episode doesn't try to give you too much plot and enough to make you think about things, I don't think it's an accident that if Lucy wasn't who she was, I think Coda would act in the same way. Like, he wants to keep her and doesn't want her to go home. And then you got to ask the question, is that right? Is if she was a vulnerable girl who had amnesia and been through a traumatic event, was it a good thing she met Coda? Or would she have been better meeting someone else?
Don't quote me on this, but I'm pretty sure that's one of the definitions of kidnapping.
Yeah. That's, that's being hinted at here.
Yeah, because it's like, even if she doesn't know who she is, even if she's got a home to go to and she doesn't know who she is and she doesn't know where that home is, he's doing absolutely nothing to help her find it.
No.
Or to find out who she is.
No.
It's like, oh my God, it's a girl with no memory.
Nor is his cousin.
Let's
it's
keep
not just Coda, but Yuka as well are actively taking someone.
They are a weird couple. They are a weird couple of people.
Well, that's why inbreeding's frowned upon and illegal. That's why you're not meant to have kissing cousins, because it's not right. It fucking leads to bad things.
I hate to tell you, but in Japan, just as it is in this country, it's perfectly legal to marry your cousin.
Second cousin.
They might be second cousins. We don't know that.
Yeah, and yeah.
First, I think it's something that's no, but it's like it's any relationship that's on there is they're thinking of there is purely in Yuka's head. It's like because she had a childhood crush on him when they used to spend holidays together. That's never gone away.
Yeah, oh, no, what there. But like I said, it's just you think with the age and time and stuff. Like
It's
once again, it's a moral ambiguity. There's a lot of things being played with
it's
here, and it's all subtext.
it's
and
weird. That's what it is.
very interesting. But once again, I like to try and delve into it. I like something I can get my teeth into and think, what the hell's going on here?
It's like you do get it's like the relationship between like air quotes family members is something that's covered a lot. There's an anime that's going on. There's an anime that's showing at the moment. It's not horror. It's called Days with My Stepsister, where basically this school kid gets a new stepsister after his dad remarries. They're not blood related, but they're trying to keep that like familial distance between each other. Not going so well.
Yeah,
nothing's going to happen. I've read the manga, but it's just really nice. It's just a really nice kind of like people piece and a study of like interpersonal relationships.
Yeah, with the whole blended family trope that goes on, there's a lot of that explored in TV and stuff. Because, like I said, I don't do TV, so I don't really think about it. But yeah, there's a whole undertone to this, and it's not necessarily just an innocent boy-girl crush thing. Like there's a dark undertone here with everybody involved, and it's interesting to try and pick out where does this all come from.
But it's like how little empathy do Kota and Yuka have that when they arrive at their house, Lucy's jumping. It's like she's got her legs crossed, her knees banging together. She's jumping up and down and making squeaky noise. It's like, oh, what's wrong with you? What's wrong with you? Do you want something? Do you want something? And the poor girl literally has to collapse in a puddle on the floor. Which Kota gets to clean up.
Yeah, that's. It was actually, once again, this is where this crosses the boundary. It shows it. You wouldn't get that, and I don't understand why this is for teens, because it's not.
It's just a bit violence. That's all.
No, the violence is violent. I mean, there's massive sexual undertones between all of this. There's
it's
abuse being hinted at. There's like stark shit.
Right. Elfin Lied has been released on DVD in both America and the UK. Yeah. It's never been shown on television in America. Yeah.
Yep.
It's been shown totally uncut on television here in the UK. Back when Sky had an anime channel.
Did they?
I think it was Sky.
God.
Where's my notes?
Was it a Spiceless channel you had to sign up for?
I don't know.
God, never knew that.
Oh, yeah. Series was aired in the United Kingdom on Propeller TV, Sky Digital as part of Anime Network, short-lived launch in the United Kingdom. The series was aired uncut. It is yet to appear in the United States and other than Anime Network's on-demand channel, the DVD box set, which was released in 2005, 2006, 2009, 2011. It's even been shown on television in Canada. You know what nice people they are. Apparently, the Americans couldn't rate it. The guys,
this is adult.
The guys who were in charge of rating it couldn't think of a decent rating for it. Couldn't decide on it. They couldn't unanimously decide on a rating for it. So rather than give it a rating, they just like stamped a big X on it, and it didn't get shown. Shown in the UK, kind of.
I would say minimum 15. I would say this 15.
I agree with that. I agree with that. There are I mean, I say 15 because it's cartoon violence.
Yes, it's not full on.
I mean, if this was live action with people chucking buckets of flake blood around, I honestly think it'd be classed as video nasty.
Yeah, but not even the violence. The sexual
Mm.
content is really, really intense in this. Like it's underlying and stuff, but the only thing we don't get is like hentai. You know, there's no penetration or anything, but it's right there. It's right on the
boob feeling.
yeah, and there's a few other things that it's almost
It is. There's like you can feel the sexual tension between Yuka and Kota coming from Yuka. Kota just like he's just blindly oblivious to everything that's going on. I mean, it's like people explode blindly oblivious. Do you remember when you were a child? You said we'd always be together, blindly oblivious.
But anyway, Kota goes out to the beach. Obviously, after encountering the officers, he goes out to the beach. He then gets the melt knocked out of him by his squatties.
Yeah.
That's where they realize something. It's not just, but even before that, like I said, the whole fact that he's wanting to keep her as a pet almost weird, and they shouldn't be doing it. You know what I mean? That she should have already been in the hospital, but they didn't because of all the weird stuff going on.
I think it's supposed to be one of these you're not supposed to question it kind of things, and it happens more often than you think. It's kind of like, you know, what do you mean? What do you mean the dead doctor's daughter's DNA activates a super weapon? Don't question it. Just go with it.
And not even the super weapon, just the whole fact of keeping random people finding the street.
What do you mean?
That's the disturbing bit. The super weapon, the stuff I can all just go with. It's
what do you mean? What do you mean? Lin Minmei singing can stop the Zentradi? It's don't ask questions. Just like sing, bitch. It's like, oh, anime. Oh god.
Yeah,
but it's just kind of like Kota gets the snot kicked out of him on the beach. One smack, what a wimp. And they just leave him there.
Yeah, because that's the type they are. But yeah, Kota ends up in the hospital then, and we get Tweedledee and Tweedledum back. And you're kind of like, what the hell? He's told them, and they're... I don't know what they're playing at.
It's like they said there was a girl there. Is she all right? Who? No one. But
I could understand him acting like that now after meeting the soldiers. I didn't understand him acting like it before. That's the bit I've got confused about.
Just to throw something into the mix and give people thoughts. Good cop, bad cop. Are they cops? If you think about it, when they were in the police station, they were on the phone to someone who sounded if they were something to do with the organization that was keeping Lucy in the first place.
Possibly. They could be on the, you know, where they have certain police on payroll. Could be that sort of thing. Or they report to a different department. They're not your standard detectives. But then again, they're not competent enough. Like they're not giving me an air of professional coolness and competence.
It's like they're they are really clumsy, but it's not even the cool clumsy kind of way like Columbo.
No,
it's just kind of like it almost feels as if they've been told to go there and they're just kind of like showing their faces and flashing their badges just so they can tick the boxes to say that they've been and they've asked the questions.
Basically, yeah.
Or is that an act? And are they way more competent than they're making out to be?
I guess we'll see, but so far I'm not, you know, I'm getting the idea of two big cops that have been too long in the job.
Because because it's like the group of hunters that got sent out, the SAPS, in more ways than one. They knew about them. They knew who they were.
Mm-hmm.
So I think there's more knowledge going on there than we're being allowed to see.
Could be, yeah.
Well, the question now is, by not answering the questions, is Kota like just look? Is he lucky? Is he better at looking at? Is he better at seeing like what people are doing in the background than we think he is, or does he just want to keep his new pet safe?
That's the question, and that's the question I'm asking. It's like, why did he? If you put it in context, leave all the special powers, secret government agency stuff.
Mm-hmm.
You meet a girl who's naked and has a concussion and amnesia.
You wouldn't.
You don't take her home and keep her. You immediately ring the police.
Right. You might take her home, but when you got home, you'd phone the police.
Mm-hmm.
I found this girl in such and such a location. She was naked. I gave him my jacket after about 10 minutes.
Yeah, she's here now. Come get her. Hopefully you find who's looking for her.
Because she's definitely going to be safer in hospital than she's like sleeping in someone's spare room.
Yeah, and then what you don't do is when there's police actively looking, this girl's went missing. We're worried about her.
It's like way to incriminate himself. It's kind of like I'm a good boy. I'm not going to get involved. I'm involved. He's a character. Mind you, it's like you've got to be right. The most solid, complete character we have in this anime up to press is probably Lucy. Not Nya.
No,
Lucy.
Yeah.
The psychopathic, I want to kill all of mankind, Lucy. It's like she's the most complete, probably rounded character we've got.
Because everyone else is broken. Like that is
everybody else is weird.
Yeah. Kota and Yuga are not innocent. And that's why I'm saying I love the moral ambiguity, because you're not left with, this is not clear cut. On the surface, that you think, oh, right, this is all innocent. But when you think about it, like, no, it's not. There's weird stuff going on here. And then as you start delving into their backstories, you realize these are broken people.
It's weird, isn't it? But I like it. I like it so much. It's kind of like it's swings and plot hooks like that in series that keep you watching the next episode and the next episode, because it's like you can if you've got an afternoon, you can sit down and say, I'm going to watch a couple of episodes of Elfin Lied, and you'll sit down and you can watch the entire series without a break, because it just pulls you in and keeps you hooked.
Yeah, I was tempted to actually message you before to go come get this done, but I think we'll do maybe 5 episodes.
We would be here all night.
Yeah, that would be a long stream. If the calendar wasn't so busy, we would have been doing the whole series here. This would have been an all-day stream.
Welcome to an all-nighter. We've got the coffee, but it is because it's like we're talking about episode 2, but we keep jumping back to things in episode 1 that mesh with episode 2. Add a little bit more, another line of like text at the bottom of what happened there.
TV can't do this. That's why I don't watch TV series, is because we can't do this.
Like when Lucy is finally beating Bando up, because it's raining and because of the moisture in the air or for whatever reason, you actually see what her power is.
Yeah.
I'm not going to say anything about it because spoilers.
No, you definitely want to watch this, folks. It's fascinating, and like I said, you could easily just think on the surface, oh, it's this is why we're doing this. This is why we're doing this series, because I want to bring this stuff to light.
And I do know people who've been put off from Elfin Lied just by the opening credit.
But then
there are a lot of boobs in the opening credit, to be quite honest.
Absolutely, there's no messing about. That's but I love like I said, that and the music. Just
it's good.
It stirs an emotion. There's something.
It's right. It's Gustav Klimt. Like Google like what's the opening credit of Elfin Lied? Google the artist Gustav Klimt. Apart from the fact it's the anime characters in them, the pictures are identical.
Do you know
to
what
the
I'm thinking?
anime.
Do you know what's coming to mind actually now that I think about the intro? Forbidden fruit. Forbidden.
They're
That's what I'm.
there's a lot of religious context into
Forbidden
them.
love. Forbidden friendships. Forbidden powers. And
Yeah,
not just Lucy's power, but the power of the agency, what they're doing. Forbidden. Like, if this was to have an alternative title, that would be it. Like, the only thing they needed in the intro was an apple. You know,
yeah.
that's they just needed to have an apple there, and it would just be everything. And I love it. I love subtext. I love the fact that I have to sit and try and work out what the hidden. And there mightn't be one. You know, this could just be a writing style that's they never thought about it.
I
But
for the full story, I do recommend the manga. I do recommend. It's like if anyone is interested in reading the manga, try and watch the anime first, because as is normally the case, there are bits and pieces that have been cut out.
oh, there's a link in the description for the Blu-ray, and it's region free. So
Oh, not bad. I know it.
I'll need to. Yeah. What I'll do is when I update this afterwards, I'll try and find a box. I think is there a box set?
There is. Click. Fast links. Click.
I'll find a box set. I'll find a box set of manga as well, because that's one thing I appreciate about manga. They are doing complete stories, so you'll get a box set, and it's not. That's it. There's a beginning, middle, and end of a story arc.
Elfin Lied.
I hate stuff that just goes on and on for no reason.
Lead, what I pronounce it. Wow, the complete DVD box set is 23 quid. The manga available in 4 omnibus editions.
There you go. I'll update that. But yeah, this is
I recommend the Kindle because it saves quite a bit, because they're all imports. Nothing is printed in this country since Manga Entertainment moved over to America.
Well, no, that's funny enough. Quite good. We've got obviously Coda. He decides he's going to leave hospital and go and find Mew, and then we get this because he wants to apologize to her. He feels bad because I think it's Yuki explains to him that she saw the shell was making him sad, so she wanted to destroy it so he wouldn't be sad anymore. Which also again makes sense. If this is a creature of destruction, then the only way they're going to express themselves is through destruction. Even to do a good thing.
I wonder if like Mew is kind of like the repressed side of Lucy. So it's kind of like it's the Lucy that Lucy keeps under wraps.
And once again, we get the question: is Lucy the way she is because of her environment, or did Lucy get put in the environment because of the way she is? Once again, you got more questions. I like the fact that I'm actually interested to ask.
That's a very good question.
It's not
my answer is, of course, no comment.
Yeah, I understand.
But it's kind of like later on when we get introduced to Seven, it's like they're the complete opposites.
Yeah, but even before that, we've got another almost to start, because Mew is almost like a child, like an infant, the way she's been almost repressed, And we've got Coda, basically, he's trying to get her changed, and he's changing her like the way her legs and all. It's almost like a baby, like changing a baby's nappy.
Baby. And the door opens.
There's so much wrong.
it's I got to admit I did laugh at that scene because it's just kind of like, oh, that's cringe.
Yeah, but also at the same time,
Mm.
you can understand the dilemma people have as carers and stuff,
Yes.
where you've got an adult body, but it's basically a mind of a child, an infant, and they have to look. You see it all the time with someone have to look after an elderly parent or a disabled sibling or parent. You know what I mean? You've seen it where you've got a fully functioning adult, as in fully grown, but because of illness or some sort, they're having to basically do this.
Yes.
And it's like, I should not be doing this or looking at them in this way, but I have to. And all that sort of brought out in that particular scene. Yeah, I know they're trying to do it in a bit of comedic way, but the awkwardness is actually Coda's like, this is wrong. I shouldn't be looking or I shouldn't be having to do this. This is not, why am I in this position? But I can't leave her in wet clothes, sort of thing.
Mm.
And you're like, okay, I don't know how to feel about this right now, this very moment.
There are some very very mature scenes in Elfin Lied. I don't mean mature scenes as in like
Graphic and like that.
as in like nudity, sexual tension. Mature scenes as in adult. Damn it, mature scenes as in adult life.
Yeah, adult issues, adult discussions. This is like I said, you can relate this. These are the sort of things that ground you and make you think, and once again, it's not a right or wrong, it's a circumstance. This is it. It's up to you to think, and somebody who has had that experience will think differently than somebody who hasn't. It's and you're not being judged either. You're not being told what to think about it. But the fact that Yuka comes in and the only thing she can feel is jealousy.
That's one of their main driving factors, jealousy.
But yet she's the one that put.
Yeah, she is the one who said that Lucy had to stay in the restaurant with Kota.
Yeah.
But it's like now it's kind of like, wait a minute, he's in there with this young girl, he's in there with this young woman who essentially has the mind of a child. She's like she's innocent, she's vulnerable, and I am very jealous about this.
Yeah,
and
we already know that Kota's not going to take advantage. Like he's not feeling comfortable. And that's fair. I wouldn't be comfortable either. Do you know what I mean? That's the thing.
No.
There's a difference between looking at a willing participant, a naked partner, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Or someone's like flirting and you'd be like, oh, but your emotions would be completely different. If you're a normal functioning human being, obviously if you're fucking twisted in the head, you'd think something different. But if I saw a naked girl in the street who's obviously has amnesia and not fully with it and looks as if they've been bashed around the side of the head, my thoughts aren't, oh yeah. My thoughts are, oh shit, right? You'd have those confusing thoughts.
It's almost as if there's a darkness inside the pair of them that hasn't been touched yet.
Yeah, and that's you want people to not have that darkness touched in them. If you can hold on to that instance in life.
It's almost like you think even this early on, you're thinking like there must be something going on that's made them act like this.
Yeah, because Kota is completely like he's doing everything he can just to get this over and done with. But Yuka straight away goes to jealousy, and then she decides, guess what? I'm gonna move in too.
I'm gonna move in to protect. I'm gonna move in to protect Lucy from Kota.
Yeah,
and vice versa.
It's more vice versa.
It's very much more vice versa.
Yeah, that's so obvious.
It's like jealousy. It's a great motivator.
Yep, and then we meet number 7. who's in the facility, and
Jesus, 7.
this is where you realize how dark this place is.
Her name, by the way, Nana, totally means 7. It's not even a name; it's just a number.
Yeah, that's that's all the chief sees them as. But she's the one that's more overt, calling her Papa and calling them Papa and stuff.
There's a bit where it says like it's like why is she so pliable? Don't know, because basically all we've done since she was born is keep her in this room and torture her. It's like how dark are these people?
Yeah, and the fact that Lucy didn't kill him kind of shows that he's used the program on her too. So everyone else is cruel except him.
That's why I say, is he the father figure, or did she just leave him? Did she just leave him alive as a witness? Also, going back to the first episode, when they trap her in that room, why is the side door open?
Yeah, that was a good question, actually.
That's
I don't know if she opened it.
That's it's because I just think what do you mean? What do you mean the side door's open? It hasn't been explained yet how Lucy was actually able to get out of the facility.
Mm-hmm. But I don't think it was only a matter of time. Let's be honest. She was wrenching her way out of there.
Oh, she was. She was already putting big dents in that door, and that was a big bulkhead kind of blast door kind of arrangement.
I'm thinking maybe if there was a bit more competent with the sniper, I could see it being a setup to get her out of the facility, to take her out.
Yeah, because she is a bloodthirsty monster.
Yeah, but the chaos of it means that it wasn't. If the chief had left the door, there's her window, she'll go to escape. Once she goes out, take her out, and that was it. But the fact that it just hit the helmet would make sense. But the fact that the door was opened, is there another player? Is something else going on? We don't know. Well, I don't know. You might, but
answers in a future episode.
Yeah, to be revealed. Something's going on. We meet number 7, and she's all sweetness and love.
She's adorable as 7. She's adorable in a really weird, twisted kind of way.
Oh yeah, she's streaming with blood and everything. She's just.
Be quite honest with the dents and things around the frame she's hanging from. She does look like she's been shot. But yeah, she's hanging there on the wall, naked, chained to the wall, covered in blood.
Her own blood.
Her own blood.
And she's just happy.
And
the
moment the boss walks into the room, it's like, oh, Papa, you've come to see me.
Yeah, as if none of this is even phasing her.
Yeah, and it's like, I've got a hello, 7. I've got a favour to ask you.
Yeah, that's.
Yeah. And then it skips to the house cleaning scene.
Deep Feelings, episode 3. I think you need these little moments of levity. I think.
Jesus. There is a scene where they are cleaning the floor, where Kote is cleaning the floor, because after all, Yuka isn't there to clean the floor. That's his job because he's the caretaker.
Even though they've all moved in to make more mess and take up space.
They've moved in, and Lucy wants to help him. And while he's explaining to Lucy that he's got to wait while Yuka gets her a cloth to help, he accidentally, for like the 6th, maybe 7th time in the 3 episodes, elbows her in the boob. to which she reacts by letting him cop a feel.
Not even letting him. She makes him cop a feel. Like she just grabs his hand. It's like have some of this.
It's amusing, especially when Yuka comes back around the corner and basically gives him a nice bright red handprint on the side of the face. But you find there might be a reason for that you find out later in this episode.
Not honourable.
Pardon?
It's not honourable.
No. You find
He's
no,
not protecting the lady's
no, no,
honor.
no, no. You find the reason why she might be pressing herself against him later on in this episode.
Oh, I think I've missed that.
You go back and watch episode 3 again,
I'll have to.
or would you like me to mention it? Maybe
The shit movies have like overridden my brain. Like I should have. I didn't have enough time to watch this again. I wanted to.
Of course. When you just got to that bit, you had a Romulus flashback.
Yeah.
Followed by a Crow moment.
Yeah. God, that's been my weekend.
Thanks for the warning about the Crow.
I watched this, so a lot of people don't have to.
What's it like being a superhero? It must be nice.
Oh God, it's painful some days.
No, because you're gonna make like the Crow. But yeah, it's like there is a reason why they want to kill Lucy instead of capturing Lucy. It has something to do with the.
Oh, is this with the battle thing?
Bando.
Oh, is this the? Oh, yes. Sorry. Yes. I've got it now. Yes. Okay.
He's had his legs broken. He's lost both his arms from the elbow. He's had his eyes gouged out, and finally he's getting his just rewards. But at least look at it this way: at least he'll have a wonderful singing voice.
Mm-hmm. That's true. Yes. Oh God, I'd almost forgot.
But it's like I see you put there. Is Yuka trying for the Squid Games?
Yeah, because they're doing the little
biscuit thing.
Yeah, yes. The little biscuit thing. Obviously, that's Japanese as well as South Korea. So,
but it's that's all to do with the fact that Yuka keeps breaking hairs.
Yeah, we'll get that flashback scene.
Kota's just being like, "Well, yeah, I'm a knob and I can do it perfectly." Yep. You'll never do it. And she said, no, I'm going to do it. If I can do it, you've got to give me anything I want. And he's like, yep, fine. Because earlier she asks him if he remembered the last summer festival they went to before he went home. And he doesn't, because that's where she punches him and storms out. Oh. Because he promised her everything, and she's sitting there looking at this like shoebox full of these little cookie cutouts.
What's going on here? Flipping, see that Nightbot? I haven't set Nightbot up to do that.
Nightbot.
We get a load of freaking Twitch is being weird.
It's the AI taking over. That's what it is.
These Did we just get Yeah, sorry folks, welcome. I don't know what Nightbot's doing. I'm just saying Nightbot. I haven't set Nightbot up to do that. I can't get that stupid thing to work properly.
Oh God, there's not been an update, has there?
I don't know. Something stupid thing is. I don't like it.
Skynet. It's Skynet.
But welcome, folks. It just got raided. So thank you very much, folks.
Hello. That's it. I'm gonna go all shy and shut up now.
That's it. Nobody's going to talk because they're afraid Nightbot's going to. It's got a mind of its own. I didn't program it. I didn't do it.
Nightbot 2000.
I tried to get Nightbot to do, say welcome to people and stay a load of their channel and stuff, and it won't let me. I don't know.
Does it just kind of hiss at them instead?
Yeah, it hisses at me when I try to program it. It's like, shh, what are you doing?
Welcome to the channel.
Yeah. What a welcome people get, eh? But good to have you on board. Hope you are enjoying the.
They log in, Nightbot kicks them out.
Yeah, no, it just got rated on Twitch. So sorry, I'm using a third-party software, so I didn't see what channel you're from. I might just go back and have a wee nosy. But always good to have new folks on board. So as you probably figured out, we're talking about Elfin Lied. We're covering the first 3 episodes.
I take the blame for this. The first 3 episodes. Oh, what episodes they were!
Yeah. But there's a lot of like I said, there's a lot of subtext here.
There's more subtext than there is actually solid plot at the moment.
Yeah,
but like we've said before, that is a good thing because it keeps you interested because you want questions answered. You want to see what happens next. You want to see you want to see what Kota is going to do next that will make you slap him.
He's getting the rough end of the deal here. Let's be honest.
If he wasn't so weird, you would kind of feel sorry for him, wouldn't you?
Yeah. But the fact that, like I said, that it was that moment with the police made me question him.
It's like almost like lying comes too easily to him, doesn't it?
Yeah.
And it just makes you wonder what's going on.
Because that's what I mean. The whole thing, the premise, you take the psychic powers, the secret government facilities all aside, you've got somebody that's quite prepared to kidnap somebody who's got amnesia,
Pretty much so,
keep
yeah.
him as a pet, and go along with it. And he's got a cousin who's like humping his leg, who's I think he is aware of it. And
Yuka's on a promise that Kota doesn't remember. That's the problem. Mind you, she was about 10 years ago. She was like 8 years old when he made that promise. So
yeah, but you see her with the entire drawer full of these little cracker shapes. Like she wants that promise kept. Like
it's not an obsession. It's fine. It's fine.
Perfectly rational. No, nothing darking on here.
As Edulal says, loved Elfin Lied. Elfin Lied is amazing. I've got Elfin Lied on my shelf, both the anime and the manga.
Yeah,
Lucy, who else is my avatar tonight? Colin has never seen it.
No, this is the introduction, and that's what I'd asked this series to do, is look at horror anime. And we're getting as much horror and darkness here with stuff that's not been said than what's been shown. Like the actual violence, etc., is, that's just cause and effect. It's the characters here that we're looking at thinking, oh, these people aren't right. There's something not right here. These aren't people. Like Misery, if you crash your car, you don't want these two finding you. Like that's the impression I'm getting.
Well, at least they haven't tied Lucy up into a bed and broke her legs.
Yeah, but that could be one episode away.
Oh wait, or is that episode 6? No,
yeah,
no, can't remember.
I just get the feeling that when Kota and Yuka finally snap, they're going to be the Sawyer family. You know what I mean?
It's not a restaurant. It's the Bates Motel.
Yeah, or it's a Sawyer farm, or it's Sweeney Todd's barber shop. The pie shop underneath.
Oh my god! It's like the. It's like I said, the most wholesome character in it so far is Nya.
Oh, absolutely, and
actually no, the most together character in it at the moment might actually be Seven, because she actually seems quite capable of doing things and doing what she's told and doing what she believes is right.
Somebody that's getting tortured on a daily basis that smells like that is not right. That's somebody that's more frightening. Who's just taking it in their stride. That's somebody more frightening than Lucy.
There are plenty of frightening characters in it.
Yeah, she has me nervous. I'll not lie. But I actually think she's going to end up moving in with Kota. Like, I've just got this impression of him building up an entire harem here. Like, we've got the homeless girl as well, who brought back their umbrella. And I'm thinking she's going to move in too, and he's just going to be like the sultan of swingers here, and just... Like, it's...
Do I want to count Elfin Lied's a horror anime?
Well, the horror, but that's the classic horror, is that you have the titillation and the horror as well. It's the playing with the emotions. That's always the roller coaster you go on. So we've got all this like heavily sexual tension, like layered, dripping through every scene, and then you just got absolutely brutal, graphic horror and cruelty and darkness, and then you've got these random comedic moments. That is your perfect horror. Just getting those beats is what you need, because you can't keep people at the high state of tension all the time. they get overstimulated and then switch off.
It's why even in the greatest of horror films you have to have those moments to like really there needs to be a valve to release the pressure.
Yeah, the moments of levity, the something stupid happens or a flippant comment or what. It's just to make you go.
Yeah, and it's like the moment where Kota is changing Lucy's clothes and just
Yes.
gets the penultimate moment. The door opens and Yuka is standing there, or he says he's like, what, she's standing there like, what are you doing? Whilst Lucy's pressing herself against him, and you just hear the resounding slap, and the next picture you see him, he's got the perfect handprint on his cheek.
Yeah.
You need those moments, but they will kind of like become fewer and farther in between.
Because the next scene is we're in Mabando, and he is in bits. Not that I feel sorry for him, but
not only is he in bits,
he's going to lose his bits.
He's going to lose his bits, and that is why that is when you find out why they want Lucy dead.
Yeah. So we find out that these beings are called the Clonius, and they're not quite human. They may have originated from human stock. We don't know quite yet. Have they been?
They just at this point they just describe them as mutants.
Yeah. Were they engineered or were they born naturally? We don't know yet. I'm thinking, have you ever seen Theo?
Yes.
That's what sprung to my mind was Theo.
He does hint that they're born, but most of them die soon after birth. But I wonder how many are there, because we've got Lucy, who has a name. There's 7, who has the number Nana.
This has been going on for a while. You don't get this established. I mean, this is a long term. This is not ad hoc operation. This is something that's been going on for a while, and yeah,
it's kind of one of those Akira questions, because you have like Akira 20. What is Akira? Akira is 27.
28.
Like,
no,
28.
He's 28.
And then you've got like
25,
29. You've got 25, 26, 27. So how many of these are there?
Yeah, that's it. How deep is the rabbit hole? And honestly, like Bando, when he finds out that the touch is basically his genetic seeds being altered to pass on, that he
couldn't happen to a nicer guy, though. I mean, when you first meet him in episode 1 and you get to episode 3 and it's like, unfortunately, we're going to have to castrate you, you're like, yes, get in there.
That's the sort of punishment he needs. Someone like him who is so.
It's like, yeah, smashed legs, both lost his arms. He's had his eyes poked out with fingers, and it's just a case of like, it's not enough. It's not enough. But this is enough.
Yeah, but you get the impression this place is a lab, and he's going to get prosthetics. Hence why he's still alive. I think he's going to get prosthetics. And
can't say anything about that. Really.
I know you can't, but I'm guessing. I'm allowed to guess because I haven't seen it all.
See, I'm even going to try and sound almost like so non-committal it might be a thing, so that if it isn't, it's so you don't know either way.
Yeah, I think I think I'm closer than I think, but yeah, obviously he's not going to get put out of his misery. He's going to get used. So they've got methods.
It is a shame that this is. No, I don't think this sounds terrible because it's Bando, but I think it's a bit of a shame that Lucy didn't actually get to torture him to death, because I think she could have kept him going for at least a couple of days.
Yeah. When Lucy comes out, she is aware. She is calculating.
She's great, isn't she? It's like she sits there with those big puppy dog eyes, and then when Lucy comes to the fore, her eyes just like narrow down.
Yeah, and we saw a bit of that actually when she went to leave the restaurant, because obviously the homeless girl turns up with the umbrella,
the music box,
and yeah, Yuka's brought the music box, and things are just going like chaotic as usual.
It's when she drops the music box and the music box opens is when she snaps back to Lucy.
Mhm.
Because what tune is the music box playing?
I missed that, but I heard it. But like I said, episode 3, I need to rewatch again. I
It's
think.
like it's the theme tune. It's the theme tune, Lillian, because if you notice when she breaks out of confinement at the beginning of the first episode, she's humming the tune. She's walking through the walking as if she's walking through the
True enough.
These things I like
So
about every time you watch it, even if you've watched an anime series 100 times, every time you watch it, you can pick something new out of it because you're always looking for different things. But she's humming Lilium as she's walking through the facility, and then when the music box springs open, it snaps her back to Lucy.
there we go. That may be something later on. Then that's gonna.
And Kota nearly. No, 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 not going. I was just about to say this. So, no, not going there.
So I'm waiting for Homeless Girl to move in because she's already dropped the hint that she doesn't have anywhere they're going to try going.
But you'll be glad to know. In all the sites I've seen it streaming, Elfin Lied does not have a harem tag.
I don't know. I think the final scene's going to be him in a big king size bed, and he's all the heart pillows, and every female member of this cast is on the bed with him.
Mirrored ceiling, wide hat with a leopard skin headband, shades, big cigar, lots of gold jewelry, that kind of thing.
Yeah, I think it's. I think.
All the ladies wearing exquisite silk lingerie, apart from Lucy, who we know totally doesn't mind running around in the buff.
I think that's part of the comedy in this, that he's completely oblivious to the fact that all of like
he's like where he's 18 years old. It's like he's got to be living under a rock. I mean,
but this is where the whole broken thing. Like, we know that these aren't normal. Like, if that was a normal 18-year-old look, he'd just be like overstimulated. He'd be like, tongue would be just. He wouldn't need a mop and bucket to clean the floors. Tongue would be doing it because it'd be falling out of his mouth.
Like I said, there are hints like both of them, both Yuta and Kota have got tragedy in their past.
Mm-hmm.
The hints have been made towards them. Like we know about Kota's sister, but there's more than just Kota's sister. It's like Yuka has something similar on her family.
Oh yeah, we're getting things dropped to us.
It's glossed over in like a single line. It's like Kota says something and then Yuka says something, like whispers something in like a half unheard reply. And it's just like slowly feeding you. It's not one of these series where it's kind of like, right, episode 1, here's everything you need to know. Now go and enjoy the story.
The Lucy escaping from the lab is not the main story. That's the obvious thing. I've picked that up already. That's the sort of main story, but the real story is what the hell's went on in Kota and Yuka's life. That's the real story here that we're unpicking more than what's happened with Lucy. And it's just as it's just as fascinating. You want to find out just as much about that as you do what's going on in the lab.
My lips are sealed.
Yuka's lips weren't sealed when she just blurts out, do you think about touching my breasts as well? It's like, I had to go back. This is where I'm at. The Daffy said, this is where I'm going back up. The Daffy said cousins, right? The Daffy started off and said cousins, not childhood friends.
Did you do a double take when she said that?
Yeah, because I have been scratching my head for 3 episodes going, they're cousins. They're cousins. Did this get translated wrong? They're cousins.
It's like no, they are definitely cousins. They are definitely cousins.
I thought it was just a joke. It was first episode. Now I realized
Yuka has some strange ideas as to what that means.
how many times removed is enough for her is maybe not as many as normal.
How much removed is removed? Well, they grew up in different cities.
All right, that's a different
So
postcode,
there's at least a train ride involved. That's quite farly removed.
that's okay then. There's the babies will be less inbred then. Okay. That's the logic being played here. That's and then obviously we've got Lucy. She gets triggered. I think she twigs on that number 7's heading towards her.
There's what's it? She runs out and seven finds her sitting on the steps.
She's waiting for her. She knows that she's coming. And in fairness, I don't see why Lucy would care about number 7 coming to the restaurant or what. Mew might, but Lucy definitely wouldn't. I don't think she's any empathy for these people. Or I could be wrong. She would just see them as we haven't seen enough of Lucy, if that makes sense. We haven't seen enough of Lucy interacting outside of, combat. And this might be the moment that we see who Lucy is. Not saying anything.
I can't say anything. Damn it!
I must be close.
I can't look like even if you like were completely out of the ballpark, I wouldn't say a word because if you say something and I turn around and go, yes, that's exactly right. What have you got to look forward to in finding out?
That's a
if you're bang on the head of the nail, or you've missed it, but you've missed it by a nautical mile, I wouldn't say anything so you can find out yourself.
No, I appreciate that because I'm actually enjoying.
That is the part of joy, because at the moment, 3 episodes in, not a great deal makes sense, and there's a lot of questions.
Yeah, but there's enough little tidbits being dropped that there is a story there to unfold, and it's multi-layered.
I love the way anime in general. I love the way it keeps you interested. It's like if you get to the end of the third episode and you're invested in it, then you will watch it to the end. Because it's like if you get to the end of the third episode and you're still not feeling it, you'll probably never get to the end of it.
Yeah, you just give up. That's well, considering the fact anytime I've tried to watch a TV show, Western one, I've given up after the first episode because a lot of it is just guff.
I always try and go to the even if I'm not enjoying it, I try and go to the third because there is there's a totally different anime series called Serial Experiments Lane. And when I first got into anime, I was one of these like, oh my god, the bright colors, the amazing artwork, look how smooth it is. The animation in Lane is like sketchy AF. Like the character designs are really, really rough. The colors are really, really muted. And it's like, no, don't like this. Don't watch the first episode, don't like this. Watch the first episode. Watch the second episode, don't like this. Third episode, my mouth hit the floor. Because that's when the story came in. The story is absolutely incredible. Which is why my copy of Serial Experiments Lane sits over there.
Excellent. But yeah, I'm curious. These two sit down. We're left in a bit of a cliffhanger for the next episode. And I think this is the bit where we're going to get a bit of exposition and a bit more look into the world. Because at the moment we're only getting keyhole. We're looking through the keyhole, getting little.
The perfect place. Episode 4 is also called Battle, by the way. But it's the bit where Seven walks up to Lucy and basically says, I've been sent out to find you and you're coming home with me.
And they've already said that she's probably going to die.
Yeah.
They've sent her out there death.
Because it's like the female researcher basically is like, do you actually think that, like, it's like you know that Seven can't beat Lucy, and he just goes like, I know, it. But he has told her that if she doesn't think she can fight her, to run away.
But he also knows that he's got her programmed that well that she's not going to do that.
But the thing is, it's like right when you hear Lucy talk, when Lucy is Lucy and you hear her talk, she talks like an adult. Seven talks like a child. Which means she's probably got. Which means if she talks like a child, she's got the mind of a child. She's got the confidence of a child. She's not going to back down.
Yeah, and she wants to please Papa.
Definitely, because
So
if she does what she's got to do and she brings Lucy back, he's going to give her a head pat.
yeah. God, it's so dark. Like that. It sounds innocent, but it's so dark. Love it. So there you go. That's that for the moment. We're obviously a wee bit of a cliffhanger. I'm just I have a funny feeling things are going to ramp up. We're going to really get to see what's going on here.
I think you're going to enjoy 4, 5, and 6.
I'm going to have to watch 3 again. I think I missed a few bits. No, I didn't. But I think I need to go back to 3 to get a bit of a run up.
Just to listen to it. Just to listen and read it again.
Yeah. 1 and 2 is pretty straightforward. 3, I think, is a bit of a crux episode where a lot of stuff's getting set up.
Yeah, because it's like normally the first couple of episodes just like opening and the opening like a brief glance at the plot, introducing various characters and settings and locations, and then it's like the story normally kicks off in episode 3.
Yeah, this is the one I think we pay attention. Episode 3, there's a lot of setup here and where it's going to go, and then I think 4 is just going to be cracking on. So yeah, looking forward to that. That's going to be fun.
Excellent. Yes.
And thanks for cheering me up because I need to. Because I think it's been my worst weekend ever.
I've still got to watch Romulus.
Yeah, but that and The Crow and Maxine, it was just too much.
It's all right. So I was in Sainsbury's the other day, and in like the food section, they do these really, really huge bags of Bombay mix. So for when I'm watching Romulus, I've got one of those, and it'll last me through the entire movie. I should be all right.
They've got bags of chicken wings at the moment. Go for $150 with your Nectar card.
Damn, I was going to go shop. I didn't get to do any shopping last week because the village where this is unanime related. The village where
this is more important.
This
what bargains are on at Sainsbury's?
Wait, real life more important? Don't know about that. No, I didn't get to go shopping. I didn't get to go shopping last week because a water main burst in the village, and it's like we get like 4 buses an hour. But they all go along the same road, and because they had to they diverted like 2 villages away. And so it was like because the weather it was raining so much, it was like I can't be asked to walk out in the rain. I'll get wet. Yeah. And it's like so I thought
you might get kidnapped.
I might get kidnapped by some do-gooding Japanese 18-year-old university student and end up being his pet. While his cousin's kind of like throwing aspersions at him. I mean, I don't want that.
Be the other way around. Be you get taken off your trousers.
Leave me alone. I can dress myself. But yeah, I didn't get shopping. So I was going to go shopping tomorrow.
Yeah, well, keep an eye for those.
It's a bank holiday. There's no buses coming through the village.
There's a god of I didn't even know. My life's just the next stream.
Bank holiday Monday tomorrow. The only reason I know it's bank holiday.
I don't have all I know about tomorrow is I don't have a stream, but I've got Tuesday we're doing Alien Romulus, and I think enough times on past now we can do a proper deep dive into all the niggly bits.
I will watch a Romulus tomorrow.
Yeah. It's gonna be a good one. I just can't wait to see who defends it.
That's not what I've heard.
Yeah, it's going to be a good chat.
Can't we just get it mixed up and review like 4, 5, and 6 of Elfin Lied?
No, we're going to have to. That's going to be our cheer up thing.
Yeah, first couple of episodes of Gunslinger Girl. If you like dark, you'd like Gunslinger Girl.
Yeah, we'll just have an anime after watching all these awful movies, we'll just have an anime day and just gear ourselves up because, oh my god,
After
I
all those
needed
terrible,
this. I genuinely
after,
needed this after the
after all,
weekend I've had.
honestly, after all those terrible movies, just like Lucy ripping a load of armed guards to pieces, it's just cheered him up.
Lucy needs to get sent to Hollywood. That would solve a lot of problems.
Lucy Lucy should be our next queen, to be quite honest. Off with their heads.
Yep. Back to the good old days.
It's good. It's good. Elfin Lied is very, very good.
Oh, there's Ellen. Welcome. Oh, we've got the trifecta tonight. We've had everybody on from YouTube, Twitch, and Facebook. This is the first night ever. Well done.
Nice.
This is an event. Don't forget, folks, we do stream simultaneously to each of the platforms, and you're always welcome to chat. I will poke at Nightbot so it doesn't do that, whatever the hell it is.
Nightbot, it's trying to take over.
Psychotic AI telling people off for just saying hello, for God's sake. But Clay, as always, mate, always great.
For the late arrivals, we better do another quick run through of Elfin Lied. Elfin Lied, it's really good. Blood, gore, arms and legs everywhere. Questionable decisions being made across the board. Kota and Yuka, what is going on between them, and is it legal?
And with possible incest and heavy sexual content all the way through this.
Hilarious moments, not so hilarious moments.
Yeah, it's got it all, and there's a massive storyline here, and it's all just in layers. And
a bit that brought a tear to my old eye. It's like you know the bit where Lucy breaks the shell. How her face just drops when he starts shouting. I'm like, don't shout at Lucy. It's sad, isn't it?
It's got it all. There's layers here to these characters, but yeah, I'm looking forward to when we come back again and we'll do the rest of this. I think we'll do it in 2 parts. I think we can get 5 episodes in.
But you are.
I think because it's one of them shows you want to watch to the end.
You just want to watch more of it. Why don't we just do the last 10 episodes in like a 5-hour slot or something?
I can do that. Trust me.
Oh my.
Yeah.
You might have to poke me every so often to wake me up, but it's like.
Well, we've just spent 2 hours talking about 3 episodes, so.
No. But it's worth, because it's like you talk about episode 1, going to episode 2, jump back to episode 1 because there's bits in there that are relevant to episode 2. Then you go to episode 3 and jump back to bits in episode 1 that are relevant because they're relevant to that. It's relevant to 2, it's relevant in 3, which is relevant to 4. It's one of those nicely knotty plots that keeps you interested.
Yeah.
It's like there's enough information just hanging in the air that you want to stop around and see where it lands. I am biased.
I'm looking forward to finding out how this plays out.
I am biased. I am a massive fan of Elfin Lied. It's one of my top 3 horror anime.
I can see it. You haven't led me wrong so far, so
there's still time. Don't worry.
Yeah, when we get that absolute stinker, I'm like, what? Although that Terminator Zero might be one.
I've got.
Don't know how I feel about that.
I've got really average hopes for Terminator Zero, which is quite good for a Netflix series. I actually think if they do it right, because if they do it right, it could be really good. Because
what is Netflix? They screwed up Castlevania. Look what they did. The Cowboy Bebop. Look at the Death. I can't forgive them for Death Note. Sorry. That abomination.
It's
what
like,
they did to Death Note was unforgivable.
The first couple of series of Death Note before Netflix got hold of it were brilliant. They went through this really weird.
No. I'm talking about the live action movie.
There's a live action movie of.
Have you not seen it with Willem Dafoe playing the what do you call the demons and that? The demi.
No, and I don't think I want to.
Right. Okay.
You can't
It's
you can't spoil Death. Not even William Dafoe could save a live action Death Note.
you can absolutely spoil Death Note.
Oh my god! Oh no!
You know how bad it is. Cancel your subscription. Bad. It's
Wow.
screw you, Netflix. I'm not giving you any more money.
Yeah.
I hate your guts.
I'm looking forward to the Terminator anime. May not be watching it on Netflix, or at least not my Netflix, because I don't own Netflix.
Yeah,
There's
I don't know.
actually some really good stuff coming out for the new season, but not much of it is horror. I've got to try and think of some stinking, howling, really bad horror now. But I hate to say it, but there are far more good horror anime than there are bad. But the only problem is most of the horror that's been made for the past 20 odd years, it's all television series. It's like we were talking about Angel Cop earlier. Angel Cop is 6 episodes. It was released straight to video. But it's like but then you get like the ones that were released by Manga Entertainment back in like the early 90s, kind of like Demon City Shinjuku, Legend of the Overfiend. The other one that I can never remember the name of, that was absolutely Fist of the North Star.
Oh God, I remember that one. That was
Fist of the North Star was awesome.
Is it Anjin? It was 2 seasons. It was a purely Netflix one. That was it seemed like a good idea for the first season, then second season they absolutely ruined it. The shadow demon things. God, it's pointless.
I'm not quite sure if I know.
They screwed it with the second season.
I haven't watched much like Netflix produced anime.
You don't want to.
Because it's kind of like I watched Pacific Rim. Pacific Rim Into the Black?
Oh God, that was the one set in Australia, wasn't it?
Yes, it was.
Yeah. That was shit.
It was like putting a massive great wad of used chewing gum in your mouth and chewing it. There's no flavor, and it's got someone else's spit in it. It's just
I think that's when I cancelled Netflix.
But it's
no, it wasn't. It was Resident Evil. It was Resident Evil made me cancel Netflix.
It's like Netflix has got this weird habit of like Americanizing anime and still calling it anime. I don't like much because the word anime is French anyway. So,
but you know, it's
like this term. Like from the trailers I've seen, this Terminator one looks really good. My only problem is that trailers these days, they always seem to stick the best bits in.
That's because they don't keep a rein in the marketing department.
So it's like if you watch a trailer for a movie, you're pretty much seeing all the best bits from the beginning of the movie to the end, and you don't actually have to go and see the movie because all you get in between that is the boring bit. Which is why I don't go to the cinema.
Except for Crow, because that's all shit.
Except for Crow, which is apparently absolutely terrible. You're gonna have to rewatch Elfin Lied now.
But that thing is haunting me. I want it out of my head. I want that movie out of my head. I don't want
the one thing, like I can't remember. Like I said, I've seen 2. The one thing I took away from The Crow is the quote, "Mother is the name of God on all children's lips," or whatever it was. Because I'm just kind of sitting there, I'm like, you pretentious twat. It's the one thing I took away from it.
Yeah, I think you should watch it, Dale. I think you should suffer too. Oh God, no, don't. That's
apparently the new one is what I'm getting. What Colin is telling is that the new Crow is a bit subpar.
Just a bit.
You know, in the same way that falling head first into a 30-foot deep cesspit is.
Yeah, that would be.
It's like splut, and you're never coming out.
Yeah.
Right.
Do you know what? That's
apparently
your choice.
Apparently, I saw the first Crow. I saw the second Crow. I've unintentionally boycotted everything Crow ever since because I only actually thought there were 2 movies.
The third one isn't too bad. Salvation isn't too bad.
It's like my brain may be slightly unhinged, but hey, it's protecting me.
Wicked Prayer is daft as a brush. Like that's just out there. It's borderline comedic.
See, I hate it when they do that with something supposed to be a horror film. When something's supposed to be a horror film and they just make it into something that's. I mean, it's like back to Elfin Lied again. But Elfin Lied has moments of humor, but it's kind of like after you've just watched Lucy rip her way through 50, 60 odd blokes, and then get shot in the head. You need something to make you smile to kind of like defuse the tension so they can start building it back up again.
When you've got half an episode of incestual sexual tension, you need a laugh, because that's almost as uncomfortable. You know what I mean? That's in its own way.
Yuka, for God's sake, take a cold shower, girl. Oh my God.
That's the whole point of horror. That's why you've got the two. That's why sex and horror, comedy and horror. That's why they're great bed partners, because it's all about your emotions and playing with them and bringing you up and down. And everyone's forgot about that today. They forgot about the magic formula that makes this genre so much fun, and why people who don't get horror don't get it, because they can't deal with the conflicting emotions. But say the be. Anyway, we will be back. We'll organize our next one, because we've both got quite a bit on our own little groups and their combined efforts and everything else. We will be back on Tuesday to talk about that movie. And I think people are trying to wimp out of it, and that will not be allowed.
I'll be there. I might surprise it.
There's other people trying to wimp out of it.
I might surprise everybody by sitting there and go, "My God, this is my favorite Aliens film ever."
That could quite well happen, and I'll just tell you why you're wrong. But say the V. That's it. But we'll get this organized. We might just blast through and do a stream and do the rest of the season and do a recap in the first, or we might split into two parts.
Whatever works for you, sir.
One or twixt the other. We'll get it organized. But Flay, thanks as always, mate. Appreciate this.
Always.
Thanks for everyone in chat.
Thanks for everyone
turning up. Apologies for Nightbot. I didn't do it. I don't know why it's doing that. I'll get it sorted. And just even say until next time. Skynet. It is, yes. Doesn't want people enjoying themselves. Until next time, keep updating the channel, do the type of things, and remember to keep it creepy, keep it horrific.